Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already know, man. It's your boy, Hype Fan Eagle, representing the Philadelphia Eagles by way of New Jersey. Oh, man, shout out to my first time viewers, shout out to my last time viewers, shout out to the people that's viewing this video, whether religiously or in passing. If you have yet, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you will be notified when I go on live, man. This video is brought to you by HypeWave91.com. HypeWave91.com, which is my merch. You know what I mean? Merch made for comfort. Go check that out, man. HypeWave91.com. Also, man, please make sure that y'all subscribe to my other YouTube channel at DSTV103. That is DSTV103 for other content. You know, if you like podcasts, if you like anything else, you know what I mean? Subscribe. You feel what I'm saying? You like content, whatever, then you know what I mean? Hit that up. My boy, T-Mac, what's good? What's good? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, let's talk a little bit about the Philadelphia Eagles and the Commanders game at first. There were some implications on this game. You know, if we win this game with a couple of other teams' wins, then, you know, we were able to get the #1 seed. Chicago handled business. They put us in position to get, not the #1, the #2 seed. Chicago handled business. They was in position to for us to win the #2 seed, but we actually lost to the Washington Commanders and we stayed at the #3 spot. And you know, a couple of people made a big deal about it. They were saying, you know, why did we rest our starters, so on and so forth, right? And me personally, I'm glad that we made that move. I'm glad that we were able to rest our starters for real, you know? A couple of people end up getting hurt during that game. You know, Grant Calcaterra was one of them. But I'm glad we was able to rest our starters, because what if that was Jalen Hurts? What if that was Saquon Barkley? Even though we played Smitty, but we didn't play him for a whole quarter. You know what I mean? We played him for a half a quarter because he wanted to get his 1,000 yards. He wanted to keep that streak up with him and A.J. Brown, you know, the only two wide receiver duo to go 1,000 yards in the Eagles' history from 2022, 2023, and 2025. You know what I mean? What's going on? Out of Bounds Podcast. What's good? Subscribe. Oh, why? Yo, shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? But they wanted to keep that up. So it ain't like we played Smitty for the whole quarter. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm glad that we put it like this, bro. It was a bye week for the starters. You know what I mean? It was a way to get healthy for the playoffs. You know, Lane Johnson is coming back. You know what I mean? It's a way for the offensive line to get healthy. You know, we need Cam Jurgens at 100% because we know he was a bum this year, but we need Cam Jurgens at 100%. I stand behind Nick Sirianni on the decision. Smart move. Yeah, smart move. Smart move. What's the point of going out there with your starters for what? You know what I mean? We've been banged up all year. We've been banged up all freaking year. So what's the point of going out there with your starters? No, get them rest. And we did the right thing at the right time. Damn, bro. This motherfucker just came out of nowhere. Yeah, bro, we did the right thing at the right time, bro. You know what I mean? Rest up everybody, because we going, you know, put it like this, bro. In the playoffs, is win or go home. You know what I mean? Why would you want to let that be our bye week? Why would you want to potentially get players hurt when we got a hard game, you know, next week, wild card weekend? It's either win or go home. So I would rather have at least somewhat of a healthy offense. You know what I mean? I would rather have at least somewhat of a healthy offense against a team that take cheap shots on our quarterback and the refs won't protect them. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? That's what Washington do. They play dirty. They always play dirty. That's what Washington do. They play dirty. You know what I mean? Just a year ago, or whatever the case may be, year and a half ago, or 2 seasons ago, whenever that was, they knocked Jalen Hurts out of the game in the first quarter. Jalen Hurts was cooking. And what happened? Dirty shot by Frankie Doodle. I want to say thank you always. I want to say thank you from the Bears fan for all the help the Eagles gave us this year. Listen, a lot of our players is over there, you know, in Chicago. You know what I mean? A lot of our players over there. You know, we got a lot of ex-players over there. A lot. But that's what people do. They look within the Eagles organization and they start picking us apart. Shout out to Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell over there with the Steelers, he is balling. Kenneth Gainwell is balling, bro. Kenneth Gainwell is balling. You know what I mean? Shout out to Kenny G, man. I like that for him. He about to run his ass right into a contract. You know what I mean? Drake May for MVP. It's either out of Matthew Stafford or Drake May. I ain't gonna lie. Me personally, I give it to Matthew Stafford, bro. I mean, he had 1 or 2 hiccup games throughout a 17-game season. If you look at the strength of schedule for the Patriots, it was weak as hell. And now, granted, you play who in front of you, but come on, bro. Matthew Stafford, bro, I'm not gonna lie. He was lighting it up. Matthew Stafford was definitely lighting it up. For sure. For sure. You feel what I'm saying? But like I said, bro, I stand with Nick Sirianni. I agree with you, Out of Bounds Podcast. I stand with Nick Sirianni. That was a great decision. You know what I mean? Next week, we play the 49ers wildcard weekend. They come to our house. You feel what I'm saying? They come to our house. Consistency, though. Real quick, before I talk about the Eagles and the 49ers game. Yeah, but, bro, that's just like, would you give somebody MVP for playing the Jets 17 games and they putting up wild numbers? Would you give that quarterback MVP for playing the Jets 17 games in a row? That's how weak the Patriots' schedule was. You feel what I'm saying? With the exception of them beating the Bills, that's how weak the Patriots' schedule was, bro. You know what I mean? Anybody who play a week, like, come on, bro. Look at the strength of schedule. That's what I just take into account. I take into account the strength of schedule. No lie. No lie. You feel what I'm saying? The Commanders smashed the Eagles. Wow, the last game. You think we care about the last game? That's why we played our backups. Either way, we are in the playoffs. Y'all in Cancun somewhere. Y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all in Cancun somewhere. Y'all talking about draft picks. We in the playoffs. We didn't care about that game. You think we cared about that game? That's why you're in this live listening to me talking about the Eagles versus the 49ers. You can't make no content talking about the Commanders. You can't do that. There is no content in the world that you could talk about. Matter of fact, you could make content about draft picks. And you want to know the crazy thing? Ain't nobody crazy coming out of college. So who y'all going to talk about? Ain't nobody crazy coming out of college. So who y'all going to talk about? Ha! Who y'all going to talk about? Anyway, the Eagles versus the 49ers next Sunday at 4:30. You know what I mean? Depending on where your location at, they come into the link. Nobody want to come to the link. Now, if we would have got the number 2 seed, we would have had back-to-back home games, but that's not the case. Either way, we're not afraid of competition. We embrace the competition. We embrace it. You know what I mean? The only thing that I'm worried about, shout out to my boy Savage, you know what I mean? F the Commanders. The only thing that I'm worried about, bro, is Kevin Patullo. And if y'all haven't yet, please make sure that y'all like, subscribe, man. You know what I mean? Please make sure that y'all like, subscribe. I highly appreciate that. I don't care what team you rep. Please make sure that you subscribe. But the only thing that I'm worried about is Kevin Patullo and his inconsistency when it comes to play calling. You know what I mean? I didn't like some of the decisions that he made with the backups. I didn't like that. I didn't like the play calling that he made with some of the backups. You know what I mean? That right there scares me. I'm not worried about Jalen Hurts in the offense. You know what I mean? I definitely believe in the defense. The defense will come and play. I'm not worried about Jalen Hurts on the offense. You know what I mean? They would turn water into wine. I'm worried about Kevin Patullo and his play calling decision. Out of Bounds Podcast representing. That's my boy right there. Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Bears in the Super Bowl. No. I rep Colts, man. I'm underdog. I'm undergoing ending of the season depression. Hey, listen, man. Y'all got y'all quarterback. You know what I mean? Y'all just need a couple of more pieces to shore up. Y'all be good next year. Y'all be good next year. See, I don't have nothing bad to say about the Colts because what they did was they revitalized Daniel Jones' season. You know what I mean? They revitalized Daniel Jones' career, I should say. I don't have nothing bad to say about the Indianapolis Colts. But all you Commanders, Dallas fans, Giants fans, EAD. EAD all day. With all due respect, like my boy said. EAD all day. Go Jacksonville Jaguars will win versus the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Listen, Jacksonville on one. I have nothing bad to say about them neither. Jacksonville Jaguars is definitely on one. I wish Phillip Rivers was their permanent. Really? You wildin'. All day. Because the Cowboys, bro, is so delusional, bro. Every year is their year. No, regardless of what the record is, bro. Every year is their year. They are delusional. Even when they don't have playoff implications, they still think they go into the playoffs. Rivers is a senior citizen. A whole senior citizen. But I like the courage that he had to still come out at his big age, having 35 kids. I like the passion that he wanted to play football. You know what I mean? He wanted to go out with a bang. He wanted to see if he still got it. You know what I mean? He wanted to see if he still got it. Salute to him. You know what I mean? Salute to him. But yeah, bro. Like I said, the Eagles, bro. The only thing that scared me is the Kevin Patullo, our offensive coordinator. I believe that we have the defense to stop Christian McCaffrey. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that I think that we are weak in is the running game, because when you watch us versus the Chicago Bears, they ran up and down the field on us. But I do want to say this, though, and I do want to congratulate Vic Fangio and the defense. From week 10 on, we got the #1 defense in the league. From week 10 on, the Philadelphia Eagles has the #1 defense in the league. Shout out to Vic Fangio for that. Vic Fangio has been a blessing to the Philadelphia Eagles, bro. Has been a blessing to the Philadelphia Eagles. He has been the best coach these past 2 years. He has been the best coach. Without Vic Fangio, we wouldn't be nothing. Eagles Nation, let's go. Shout out to my boy Joey. Eagles Nation, let's go. You know what I mean? Without Vic Fangio, the Philadelphia Eagles wouldn't be nothing. He turned water into wine. He take pieces that don't belong and make them into something. That was Zach Bond. That was Jalix Hunt. That was remember, Cooper DeJean wasn't starting at first last year. He made a choice for him to start. You feel what I'm saying? He turned Jordan Davis into something. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? My boy said, but we're going to get the job done. Either way, with bad play calling, coach. Go Birds, Eagle Nation. You already know, man. You already know, Malik. Go Birds, bro. Go Birds, you know what I mean? But that's the only thing that I'm worried about is like, yo, with Kevin Patullo, when he got a one-track mind, right? So we would get a first down, right? And then he would run the ball. Like every first down, he wants to run the ball. How about you switch it up? I need Kevin Patullo to be on his P's and Q's, yo. Also, when it comes to the offense, when it comes to Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, the offensive line, Smitty, Dallas Goedert, we are going to need to put our faith in them. Because I feel like Kevin Patullo will make some bonehead decisions, and we will have to put our faith in our players, bro. That, you know what I mean? We got to let the players make. That's why we got these players, bro, because I don't think Kevin Patullo is going to be... Listen, I'd be surprised. I'd be shocked if Kevin Patullo call a good game. I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked. That's the only thing that scared me, bro. I'm not worried about Brock Purdy. You know what I mean? Honestly, put it like this, bro. I have nothing bad to say about the 49ers, right? I have nothing bad to say about the 49ers because they did it all year with every player in the ICU. 9,900 of their players are in the ICU, intensive care. You know what I mean? So I have nothing bad to say about the 49ers because they did it without any superstars, without any number 1 or number 2 wide receivers, bro. But I want to say this. There lies the problem. There lies the matchup that's in our favor because they don't have a number 1 or a number 2 wide receiver. There lies the matchup in our favor. In our favor. Jalen gonna scramble and throw for whatever we need. No, no more sprint to the sideline and throw it away. Yo, but that's what I'm saying, bro. They are so beat up, and it works in our favor, bro. Listen, anything can happen, right, on any given Sunday because they gotten this far. The 49ers gotten this far with everybody in the ICU. Everybody on, for lack of a better word, not serious. Everybody is on their deathbed with IVs in their arm on the 49ers. So they gotten this far with people in the ICU. I want to give them that much credit, so anything can happen. But what I'm saying is, as far as matchup, it works in our favor because we are the healthier team. We have the better offense. We have the better defense. We have the better special teams. With Will Shipley better get it together. Will Shipley better get it together. Will Shipley better to get it together. There's no way in the world, bro. Will Shipley had a touchdown, a wide open touchdown pass versus the Commanders, and he dropped the freaking ball. Will Shipley better get it together. Honestly, somebody else got to go back there, bro. Somebody else got to go back there. You know what I mean? Eagles about to be eating Skittles this round. Bro, listen, that's not our fault. It's not our fault, bro. Not our fault. You know what I mean? I think Brock Purdy is somewhat injured too. I don't know. Either way, I don't care who the quarterback is, bro. We have the better defense. We got Vic Fangio. That's all that matters. We got Vic Fangio. You hear this guy? N-word, just pay attention to the road because the Eagles ain't flying. I am paying attention to the road. What do you think? Why you think I got the camera right here? Because I can look directly to the road while I'm streaming right here. Like, what are you talking about? And like, what? Bosa? We don't care about no Bosa. Ain't he racist? Ain't Bosa racist? We don't care about no Bosa. Who you think Bosa is? No more they hitchhiking, got no more feather. What? Man, get out of here, bro. I don't even know what you talking about. I don't even know what you talking about. Like I said, bro, we about to take care of business, bro. And it is what it is, y'all. And listen, we about to see Jalen Hurts in rare form. We about to see Saquon Barkley in rare form. Listen, it is playoff Jalen Hurts. That's what we call him, playoff Jalen Hurts. That's what it is, bro. Eagles are playing possum. Yo, I've been saying that for the longest. We haven't even peaked yet. We haven't even peaked yet. We haven't peaked yet. At all. I'm saying we are scary. Don't nobody really want to play us, bro. We are scary. We have the weapons to be scary. We got the team to be scary. We haven't even peaked yet. The playoffs is where we're going to elevate and peak. I'm telling you, we haven't even peaked yet. Yo, nobody in this chat is paying attention to you, bro. Yeah, you a clown. Whatever your name is, that's your name, and you calling somebody else a bozo. Yeah, nobody ain't paying attention to you. Nobody ain't paying attention to you. EAD all day. For all of my hype fans in here, tell him to EAD. Tell him to EAD. Hey, yo, what's your name again? Hey, yo, you too. You EAD. Because ain't nobody paying attention to you neither. Ain't nobody paying attention to you neither. Come on, man. It's all about the birds over here. I ain't worried about nobody in this chat. EA Big D. Yo, shout out to my boy Out of Bounds, yo. Shout out to my boy Out of Bounds. That's my guy. Malik, Malik, make sure you subscribe, yo. Yo, hey, Malik, I'm about to give you a wrench too, yo. You know what I mean? You on this channel, though. You on this channel, though. You know what I mean? Hey, Malik, when you come back on the stream, when I stream again, shout out to my boy Young Jers, too, because that's the other half of this Hype Fan Eagle channel, you know what I mean? So make sure y'all pay attention to him. So I'm trying to tell him get his own channel, but he just want to stream on this, you know what I mean? He want to stream on my channel or whatever like that. So shout out to my boy. But yeah, Malik, when you come on the stream next time, man, I'm gonna give you a wrench, yo, for sure. For sure. But yo, man, shout out to everybody, man. Hopefully I didn't miss you, you know what I mean? If you a bird, you know what I mean? If you a bird, then please make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Hype family. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to every last single one of y'all who viewing this, whether religiously or in passing. You already know, man. Go Birds. I'm about to be at work. Make sure y'all have a blessed day. Happy New Year to every single one of y'all, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, don't let nobody distract y'all from being great. Every last single one of y'all. Don't let nobody distract y'all from being great. You already know, man. Gang.